The Regina Humane Society is the municipal animal shelter for the city of Regina, and we've been open since 1964, so this will be our 60th year in action, which is exciting.
It was first located downtown, and then we moved to a location just outside of the city of Regina on Armour Road in the 1970s. And we were there until just recently, as I said, when we moved into our Animal Community Center in early February. We were in the old location for 40 plus 50 years or so.
I always said it was like we were lobsters that had outgrown our shell. It was dirty, it was dingy, it was loud, it was stinky, and despite our best efforts to keep it clean, it was not built for the biosecurity that we wanted to see for our animals.
It made it very, very difficult for that building to be a useful and effective tool for the programs and services and work of the Humane Society. So for some time it was known that a new building was needed to bring us up to modern standards. We lost animals in the old building simply because of the building itself. And we've already noticed in the 2 to 3 months that we've been here, our disease rate has plummeted. When we first brought the animals here, the dogs were much calmer right away. We've got much better vet care facilities. We have an in-house vet clinic. We're the only animal organization of this type that has an in-house vet clinic. So animals can be looked at and cared for right away. We don't have to take them to an outside vet. And this was only built because of the support of our community donors, both individuals and corporations that believed in what we were doing, believed we needed a better facility for our animals, and donated to make this happen.
The difference that it's made for us is astounding. You know, when we moved in, I was expecting for the animals to seem more comfortable and less stressed out, but it's gone above and beyond what I expected. You know, the first day that we moved in, it was like all of the dogs just decompressed, and they've really been enjoying their suites. And the heated floor, I mean, it's even cooler than my house, which is really nice. It's gonna be a really exciting next few years to see what we can do with this beautiful place. The species of animals that we see coming through the shelter most often are cats, but we are starting to see a really big increase in the number of dogs coming through as well. But we've had a lot of different animals come through. I mean, I'm just thinking about some. We've had rabbits, guinea pigs, we've had snakes, we've had newts, we've had gerbils, turtles, hamsters, you name it, we've had it. And you know, it's always a challenge to figure out how to care for them properly, but we're really lucky and we're really supported by a lot of the experts in our community to make sure we're giving them the best care that we can.
We will take animals in from outside the city as we are able, and as long as we have the available resources, because we do have to ensure that we have the space available for Regina animals because of our contract with the city of Regina. And we get animals in on a daily basis. Last year we had 3,711 animals that came through our door. I'm not sure what the math is on that, but it's probably somewhere around 10 to 12 animals on average per day.
The animals that move into foster care are the animals that aren't quite ready for adoption for whatever reason that might be. So an example of that would be an animal recovering from an injury or an illness, or an animal that's not old enough to go up for adoption. So an example of a foster parent that does take care of kittens is Nicole. She's been taking care of mums and kittens for years now, and she takes on anything from a mom that has babies to kittens that don't have a mom and require bottle feeding every few hours.
It kind of started as I was in school to become a vet, and I have my biology degree. So we reached out to the RHS saying, do they have a program? And yeah, it basically gave us a little bit of a preview what it would look like, saying, what kind of animals would you like to take on? We said everything and anything. And then we kind of slowly made our way up to more emergency cases. They can be every type of personality, super shy, super skittish, to lovable, like little purr monsters, they can be called. Last year, actually, Candace was really wonderful and gave us a little thank you. We had fostered 52 families of kittens in the last year, which is the most fosters anyone had done through the RHS. And we're kind of hoping to beat that record, but it's sad if we beat it because it means there's more that, you know, need our help. We usually try to pawn them off to friends, be like, hey, we know you want an orange cat, right? We have a really lovable one. He's, maybe 3 years old, or you want a kitten, or we get everything. I would say the animals that we fostered have benefited from us basically by having either just a quiet place to call their own, just giving them somewhere warm, safe. They don't have to hunt for their next meal. They just get to relax and heal if that needs to be done.
It just makes our day. If we have a rough day and we go see them, it just brightens our day up. Just coming back home and you're, want to rest and you go see the kittens, and it's just like, you feel refreshed to see little faces and just playing with them seems to be a really good comfort, I find. I think if you ever have the opportunity to ever foster an animal, I would say go for it. Have fun.
Animals, contrary to popular belief, they remain up for adoption until they're adopted. We never want to get into a place where we have to euthanize for space, and I can happily say it has been quite some time since we've had to euthanize for space, which I think it's a huge success. We've developed an incredible, very capable team of people here that have worked really hard to help make that not happen, and we couldn't have done it without the support of our community and without the support of our partners across Western Canada. I find sometimes that when people come to adopt, it's a spur-of-the-moment decision, which isn't really the best way to do it. It's adding a family member, and you should treat it as such and take it very seriously and make sure that you're prepared for all the different things that might come up.
We have 2 cats and a dog, all 3 of them from the Regina Humane Society. The oldest is a pet I got actually shortly after my father passed away. He had a black cat named Nick, and he loved that pet. And shortly after that, I got a black cat as well. His name is Mojo, and he's just coming up on 20 years of age. Also have a dog named Molly. She had been found on a highway just outside of Regina in a box in the middle of June. It was quite hot. And then we have another cat too, named Echo, who's a bit of a terror, but we actually fostered her and kittens shortly after I started working here.
I have 3 cats. I'm very much so a cat person. I love dogs, but cats have my heart. I have Petrie, who is turning 17 this year. I adopted him from the Regina Humane Society when he was only 8 months old. And then I have Ralph, he's the light of my life. He's just a little party animal. He's so social. He loves everybody he meets. But we're working on a diet. And then I have Fitz, who's my youngest. He's coming up on about 4 now. And I accidentally adopted him. He was a foster fail. My cats really chose him. He was found on the side of the road in -50, just outside of Southie. He did end up losing most of his tail. He now just has like this tiny little tail nub, and he lost his ear tips, but he is thriving and happy now, and more love than I can even put into words.
I would invite people, if they want to come visit us and learn about the different programs and services at the Regina Humane Society, they can come to the Animal Community Centre on Parliament Avenue or visit our website, reginahumanesociety.ca. It's all listed there as well.
I know not everybody's in the market to adopt, but there's so many other ways that you can support the Regina Humane Society and the animals that we help care for every day. That can be through donating, monetary donations, physical donations. It can be supporting us through highlighting the animals that we have here at the shelter, whether that's sharing them on Facebook, coming down to volunteer and telling your friends about that amazing dog or cat that you spent the day with. It can be educating your friends on what we do. It can be fostering, it can be volunteering, it can be so many different things. And we have so much information on our website about how you can get involved and, help people find the light of their life, that companion that's going to change their whole world and make them as happy as they can be.
If you have program ideas you'd like to see on maxTV Local, let us know at SaskTel.com/local.